Hello, fans of Fort Mort, stronghold of the strategic gamer. Today we're going to be working on GA. This is the first day that I've got my green screen up, so be patient with me. I am learning as I go. So the first thing we're going to do right here, pardon me as I'm learning how this goes, we're going to research our opponent's squads and their fight history for an advantage for us. So transition over to here and you'll see I got Grand Arena. I've only got about an hour to knock this out because as you see right here I got 57 minutes to complete this. So the way I start out my GAs is I go into the event rewards, I click on my opponent, and I look and I see what their galactic power is. They're very similar to mine. I believe it's real similar actually. And then I look at their offensive battles 1, which in this case is 17, and defense is 22. So I know that he tends to want to defend. A lot of times you're defending, people don't come back, either aren't very good or they don't come back to play. They just let it play out because they're just after the rewards. My opponent yesterday basically auto set and didn't play, so I ended up wiping him out. I also knew from his stats that he was a defensive player as well. So you'll see here he's got no undersized wins, so he's not strategic from that standpoint. Only one time has he got a full round clear. And it looks like he's only done a couple of GAs while I've done quite a few. So you'll see from mine, I go over here, I'm about similar to him in GP, Galactic Power, and then defends and wins. So I'm 142 wins, 93 defends, 5 undersized, 20 rounds cleared, and 91 territories defeated. So actually I'm the guy that I don't want to play. So we'll go back, look at the next thing I'll do, look at his inventory. I see right off the bat that he's heavy in bounty hunters and night sisters and Ewoks stacked up. But I dug a little bit deeper, and I'm not going to go through this the whole video, but I dug a little bit deeper and found that he has some, let's see, bounty hunters are the only ones that have gear on, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got gear here. Go down to no gear on Kylo, no gear on the Ewoks. Which I think he had gear on either low gray. I think he had one Ewok, but it was only 2 pieces. So I don't know if he's testing something out here or what he's doing, but it's a huge advantage for me. The other thing I do with my opponents is I'll go and I'll check their speed. So you can sort right here, this button right there, and sort through their teams and see who their fastest are. Boba Fett in this case, he's sitting at 231. But since he's got no gear on, once you get down to, see, there's Mother Talzin. She's just got 2 pieces on. That's the one I was thinking of with 2 pieces. 171 speed, and then you go down to Dooku. He's got 167 with no gear. So I am way faster than this guy. So he's basically got all of his chips in on the bounty hunters right now. So I know I just got to take them out, which is no problem. But anyway, it's a huge advantage to look at their speed and figure out where they've invested, because I know for me, when I do my mods, I invest in my better teams and speed. So we'll go ahead and get this back. Pull this up real fast. So my next tip is search your speed. Where did they invest? Which I already talked about. And then checking their top 60 versus your top 60. So you've got 30 on offense and you got to use 30 on defense. So what I do is I look into my inventory and I find my top 60. So there's 7 per row. 56. So my 60th player is 14,002. Go back over to his inventory. 13,100, so I'm 1,100 higher than him on my worst player to his. Obviously, you can come run into some situations. I guess I should have had that on the screen, but anyway, part of my process, still learning that. Keep in mind, too, you can also be playing to their greed. So a lot of players are full offensive. If they're full offensive, if you play a little bit of defense, that could play to your strengths. So we'll get into that a little bit more in a second here. Know how many points are possible in your tier. That way, if you're smart, you wait until they attack if you can. Like me in the last hour here, It's a huge advantage knowing how many points you need in case you have to go in with an undersized squad. So in my case, I already know I got this guy beat. I'm going to take a shot, and it's good practice to go against the Ewoks with Nest. For the most part, you can auto it, trying to take down their healer or their reviver. So speaking of that, Nest is a great solo. If you use him with Kira or Farm Boy Luke for tenacity, of course your Nest has to have huge tenacity. Mine's got, if I remember right, 143 plus Farm Boy Luke gives him another 50, and then Kira's got her own boost, but I don't have Kira beefed up, so I'll probably go in with Farm Boy Luke as the lead, and then Nest coming in following. So another tip is Night Sisters best on D. They don't hold protection well, and Mother Talzin knocks them down with the plague and takes their health down, which takes away points from their score. So if you use them on defense, whoever attacks them is going to lose life, so they're not going to get a full 60. So they're great defensive teams. There's some other ones out there you can research as well. Keep in mind, if you've got a team, if you do your research and you notice that you've got a team, say you have Darth Raven, which I don't, and the only thing that really takes them down is a mirror match or the droid team. So if they can't match that, you can put your Darth Raven up front. Why waste it on offense when you can end up winning just from your defense? So when you're playing, a lot of people don't realize that, let's say you're in a 1500 is the max points you can get, so you score half the board. So let's say with my mouse here, you only get half the board, maybe +1 here, so you end up getting about 1200 points and you win, so you get 1000 points for the win. That's 2200. If you take the loss because you were greedy, that's what I was trying to get to earlier about greed, and they end up beating you, you get your 1200, and that's it. So I'd rather have the 2200 points than try to go for the 2500, knowing that I'm going to move up a little closer to Kyber. I'm not trying to be the #1 guy on the server. I'm trying to get my rewards, and of course it's a lot of fun winning. So next tip I got, put solid mods on a mid-tier defensive team, catch them by surprise. So I know for my Phoenix, I've got them, they're faster than most Phoenix teams are, so if they're not checking my speed, they're going to be severely surprised. So that's a good tip. If you use one mid-tier team around 70,000-80,000, that can really surprise them. So that's another thing that can help you out on defense. I use my Phoenix on defense religiously, along with my Night Sisters. And then my last tip for today, placing stronger teams in the rear. There's a lot of questions on the internet about this. I know I've seen some of the big YouTubers talking about it. One of them never even brought up the subject, says don't ever do it, which I disagree wholeheartedly. So I mix mine up, and that's why my stats are the way they are and why I'm having success. So sometimes, depending on your matchup, you may have to go on defense. Sometimes you can go mostly offense. I think you should always have one defensive team, whether they be in the rear, hiding for a surprise, or right up front, because they know they can't be beat. Mid-tier teams, again, make them think, is there a stronger team in the rear, or should I go ahead and just waste my teams up front? So often they will use their best teams in order to try to take them down. All right, so those are my tips from Fort Mort. So thank you for joining us today. So we're going to go ahead and start that GA. All right, so starting out, they put the Night Sisters on defense, which was a smart play. They didn't gear them up very well. Let's see, Phoenix. They put some pretty strong offense up. But again, the only thing that they've got geared up is the Bounty Hunter, so I'll probably end up using my... I could use my First Order or my Bug, so we'll see how it goes. Zeta-wise, they've got quite a few Zetas on the Phoenix, 3 on the Bounty Hunters. We're going to experiment today. Night Sisters are tough too, but they don't have any gear. 3 pieces total. It's a really interesting account. This guy's got to be testing something. Old Doc, I believe, had some speed. Yep, 216, so she's fairly fast. We're going to go ahead and start out with the Ewoks and see if we can take them down. I should have this one pretty easily, so I'm going to go ahead and show you my nest here real quick. I didn't want to put you through that. So there's 137% tenacity, which is pretty good. I'd like to be up more around 150, but that will do, and it'll especially do when you look at the leader ability of Luke Skywalker at 45%, so that puts me up over 182% tenacity. The other tip that I found out too is to check their, I guess I should go back and show you all that. Check their low gray. His potency is high. That could break through your tenacity. His is pretty low at 53. I've got 130 more than him, so I'm not real concerned. All right, we'll give it a try, see what happens. Give me some undersized squad points. Maximum points at 60, but you can actually get, I think, 65 if you go in with undersized squad. Where is their healer? Oh, they ain't got a healer. How about that? I wasn't even paying attention. Even better. Come on, Nest. Build up that power. Sacrificial lamb. Farm boy Luke. Still a pretty tough squad. Even without the mods. Build them up, boys. Build them up. Hit them. They're not extremely fast for Ewoks, but they still, by nature, build up that speed train. As long as they don't get into my health. There you go. Boost it. Boost it. Come on, Nest. This tends to be a long fight because he's got to get built up. I've never actually done it myself, but I've seen it all over the internet. Bless the internet. All that information. I'm just now, my nest is, I don't know if you guys noticed, my nest is only a 6, so I'm kind of gambling right here. Got another 80 shards or so to go, but I do have him I think one mod short of G12, so once he hits that, he's going to be pretty unstoppable. Right, keep healing. Come on, Nest. Hit him with a big one. Boom, another Ewok down. Ooh, he's coming close to health here. Uh-oh. Hate to use a small squad to take him down. There we go. We got him. Come on. Hit him hard. Oh! Yeah, G12. They were all G12. So G11 just almost took out Ewoks. So pretty awesome. Got a scrappy little team here. I'm going to throw in there 57,000 of a bunch of scrubs. Finish him off. Ironically, some Ewoks in there. A little bit of overkill. But it was a good test to see where my nest was at, because it's the first time I just got him over 6 stars, so pretty happy with that result. Still won't know truly because they weren't geared. Alright, now the question is, do I use my bugs, my first order, or my bounty hunters? So bounty hunters tend to be pretty good against the Night Sisters, so I'll probably do that. But because the rear on this one is ships, I've got a good ship squad, and I didn't go over how I researched their ship squad, but if his ships were as strong as mine, which they're not, I may consider not even going for this top area yet and making sure I can knock that out. I'm pretty confident I can take out whatever he's got behind there with all my teams. I put my second best squad back there, and my best squad is available to me, and I have some decent other squads. Well, so I think I'll use the bounty hunters there. Bounty hunters are geared here, so I think I'm going to take them out with my favorite bugs, and then take the Phoenix team out with my FO is probably the smart play. Just to show you guys this, they have this on the internet. pull this up real fast. There is a nice little guide for TW and GA counter lists. So if you see right here, it's a pretty good list. Like Nest right here, I know because bugs are my favorite. I play him all the time. Nest is you either lose to him, but you usually draw to him, so it's painful. Night Sisters, hard counter, are bounty hunters. That's why I'm going to use them. I know that Kylo Ren and the FO are a good counter as well, but it looks like I'm probably going to use them against the Phoenix. All right, we'll go ahead and go for the. I know I got 2 areas. My bugs can take out these Night Sisters even if they were loaded up. So I'm going to go ahead and take these guys on. I got a couple pieces of gear, but I think I still have the advantage. So he's only cleared 1 area. I only need to clear 2, so even if I clear the front 2, I'm still winning. So we'll experiment. Good old Ghost. Good old Plague. It's pretty hard. Get that protection off. Stun to get that off. Wasted heal. Take Taunt off again. Mine up. See if we can take Daka out. We'll be close. That would have been huge if I had taken her out on that first shot. There we go. Contract. Boom. Good night. She ain't coming back. Great timing on that one. Cannot stand the mother. I'll get rid of her. There, Django. Better late than never to the party. Ability block. Take off that taunt or kill him, one or the other. Say goodnight to Mother. Goodnight, Mother. 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 Anybody old enough to remember that movie? Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. Great movie. Alright, no more Talzin. Oh, she's withstood that one pretty good. That was surprising. Scary, actually. Especially since she's got no gear. Take the taunt off. Now we'll say goodnight to Mother. Get rid of Saz before she builds up any more of her big hit. This is the tough one, getting rid of our boy hiding there in the shadows. There we go. Good night, Night Sisters. I like the bounty hunters. Some people like them on D, I like them on O, because if you get the contract, you tend to keep your protection up because you keep rebuilding protection. So you get the most points out of them. Night Sister Plague, like I was talking about earlier, normally I get 60 out of them, but her Plague is keeping their health down. So, ooh, I lied about this one. It's a pretty tough ship squad. But they don't have the Millennium Falcon, so I think I can handle this. We shall see. I've almost got my bounty hunters, 1 left to go to 6-star. Alright, let's see what happens. No, I didn't get the stun. Not a good start. Nice part is I have a couple other squads, so as long as I can take out a couple of these, I should be able to finish that area. sweep this guy. I like this ship because it allows me to use my hit him with, so a nice assist. Get that taunt off. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. Almost took him out. Still don't have advantage. Otherwise I would have taken Bossk out right there. Little boost. Still hanging out with that taunt boy. Not hanging out with life though. One more shot. Got advantage now, but I'm not going to waste it. No need. Good night, Boba Fett. One more turn for his big blast. Should be bringing it in the ship here. Bounty Hunter galore. Little Ren. That little ship is so annoying. Get my taunt back up, and we're going to finish this right here. Boom, huge, 2 and 1. One more shot. Maybe 3. Boom. 60. Good score. Yes, Bronzium. Moving on up to Kyber. Moving up onto Kyber. Alright. I think the clock is ticking. I got 23 minutes left. Got to get on the move. So we're going to go ahead and take down these bounty hunters with the bugs. Because they are geared well. So are mine. Love these guys because taunt is useless against my bounty hunters. Let's go for lowest life. Should take him out fairly quickly. Yeah, I figured. Pretty easy matchup. I can usually take them down up to 120 or something GP with this squad. I'm aiming at him when I didn't need to. Still hasn't got his taunt up. Boom. Bounty Hunter who? Another reason I like the bugs on offense is they do not lose protection much. I'm gonna auto that. Bossk will take a second here, but the rest of them went down quick. Look at that protection just piling up. 60 big ones. Just mad I didn't get my undersized squad with Nest, but that was a gamble. Learned a lot from it. Phoenix, I haven't taken them on. FL was my starting squad. I haven't fought with them in a long time. I hope I remember how. I usually put them on defense, but they've got a quest or a feat in this one, so for Kylo Ren and Unmasked, so I decided with this matchup I can put him on offense. I like taking Hera out first, even though it's not an easy thing to do. Give me a little retribution. Oh, hand slipped on that one. Didn't get my boost there. Where's my executioner? Get that taunt off there. Oh, the big dodge. Gonna make this fight a little bit longer. Thank you. That little creeper dodges way too much. Him and his ship. But he's dead now. She didn't get up her revive quick enough. Oh, he's pretty weak. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him too. How did that get mistargeted? Huh. She's down. Otto! Ooh, that was a big hit. That's what happens when you don't have gear on your people, man. So whatever you were testing, failed. Kanan's even going down fast. 3 hits. Jeez almighty. Now the Curiosity, what do they got in the rear? I see Troopas. Oh my god, what is this? That's all they got in the rear? It smells like an undersized to me, doesn't it? There's another good one for Nesta solo too. I wish I'd have known. It's actually his best solo, from what I've seen. Oh, what do I want to do with this? Let's see. Alright, so I could probably solo them with a 3-man squad. I got tons of squads left. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, what's going on there? 7. I got a ton of squads that I can finish them off with, so we'll go ahead and do this. Under squad that route. That looks about right to me. Get some extra points. Yeah, I could have 2-man this. Honestly, I could have 1-man probably with Skywalker. And last but not least, Padme would be a nice touch. Underside squad with protection. I don't think I need you to. We'll find out. Protection up. Great boost. I just can't wait. I'm putting my Zeta on her, her second Zeta on soon. Alright, which way should we go? 1 down. 2 down. Tons of protection up. 3 down. It's too easy. Too easy. Especially when you got no gear. Too easy. It smells like 60 more. I only got 60 on that one. I'm gonna have to replay that and find out. Should have got some extra points for that. Unused slots, 8. I think something's bugging out. Alright, there's the full clear GA. I don't know what quest that was. Oh, nice. Finally got that Kenobi one. Good timing on video. Pulled me out of my GA though during my video. We're in a new class there, and we have dominated our opponent. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Join me for the next one. What we got here? Lots. Good stuff. Completing the better than clones feat. Don't even know what that is. Alright, so after 2 battles, keep going back out of there. I'm sitting at 5,154, so luckily I cleared them out. But either way, the point is you do not have to get maximum points in order to make Kyber. You just try to get maximum points, as many as you can. Don't be greedy. Let them be greedy. Do your history. Look through their history, compare your squads to theirs, and you will be successful. The other thing I wanted to point out here too is I knew going into this that he was a defensive player, so I used my Revan team to put him up front, figuring that there was no way they were going to be able to beat him because they were going to go defensive, and they had 1, 2, 3, I think 3 teams that potentially, no, take it back. I don't think they even had a team that can beat him. So I put them up front knowing that they weren't going to get past that wall. Put my Night Sisters in the rear, along with a little hodgepodge squad back here. It's actually a pretty decent squad for its size. They did not do well, as you see right there. They battled each one of them once, couldn't take them out. Battled each one of these once, did take them out, but that's okay. They probably used a little bit higher than they needed to. And then up here, they didn't even try. So go Mort. All right, guys. Again, thank you for joining me here with Fort Mort. Throw this up real quick, so if you want to stop it and read through that to remind yourself. And I hope to do some more videos soon. I'm going to be out of town for 2 weeks, so that won't be happening for a little while. Here we go. Thank you for joining me at Fort Mort, and you have a wonderful day.